Welcome back, college football fans! In this video, I will share 3 more free college football plays that I like for this weekend. One I classify as a premium play, graded as an A play. Last weekend was tough across the board. Looks like most people took a few punches from the games, so did we. We went 1 and 2 in our picks. That takes us to 4 and 3 on the free picks for the year, with a small profit. Let's get back to our winning ways. Okay, it's time for week 3. This weekend's slate will be much more fun to watch with some more compelling games. One game that I am excited to watch is a 3:30 kickoff in Knoxville. Number 6 Georgia visits number 15 Tennessee. This has recently been a lopsided rivalry. The Dogs have won 13 of the last 15 meetings, including the last 8. Do the Bulldogs continue their dominance? Or is this the year that the Vols get back in the W column? My pick on this game is graded as a B. It's coming up real soon. Tennessee has come out of the gate pretty hot. Their offense has been crushing it, scoring 45 in the first week and 72 points last week. Quarterback Joey Aguilar has made Tennessee fans feel good with his 500+ yards passing, with 5 TDs and no interceptions. Ask a fan and they will tell you, we don't miss Nico. I say, whoa, pump the brakes. So far, all we have seen is them beat up 2 significantly weaker teams in Syracuse and East Tennessee State. Don't get too excited yet. Now it's time for the SEC schedule. Big boy football. The Bulldogs come in as 3.5-point favorites. On the surface, it looks like Georgia has been slogging through the first few weeks, including a seemingly small 28-6 win over Austin Peay last week. I think the truth is, Coach Kirby Smart has just been holding some things back for this game. Georgia comes out and establishes the run game right away. They want to punch Tennessee in the mouth and quiet the Orange faithful, almost bore them into submission. This will be running back Nate Frazier's time to shine. There is no reason to put unimpressive quarterback Gunnar Stockton into a position where he has to put the offense on his back, yet. If Georgia gets behind and needs to throw, he can target the injured secondary and put up points if they need it. The Dogs should come out slow and steady and keep Josh Heupel's offense off the field. When the Vols do take the field, they can be explosive. They sport the nation's number 2 ranked offense. However, this week is not the East Tennessee State defense. This is one of the best units in the nation, with maybe 3 NFL linebackers roaming the field. If things go as expected, that defense will confuse and frustrate the Volunteers at the beginning. Josh Heupel is an offensive master and will figure out how to get into the end zone eventually. So, slow start versus tough defense and a historically dominant running game on the road, those ingredients add up for us to go back to a reliable bet for us last year, first half unders with the Bulldogs. Therefore, my official pick for this game, graded as a B, is Georgia-Tennessee under 24.5 points in the first half. Next up, we go to the night kickoff in Death Valley. The Florida Gators at LSU. The Tigers are favored by 7.5 with an over-under of 47.5 points. This time, my pick receives a C grade, but what is it exactly? The number 3 Tigers had the impressive win in Week 1 over Clemson. If you were in on the preseason package, you would already know that we predicted that game and more losses for Clemson. This game is not against Clemson. It is an equally talented Florida Gators team, however, the Gators are still reeling from their embarrassing performance at home, losing to South Florida 18-16. What's the most telling part of that loss is that their offense was only able to get 1 touchdown during the game. That touchdown was to wide receiver Eugene Wilson, who was recently ruled out of the game. There are plenty of other weapons on the Florida roster, a lot of great prospects, led by quarterback DJ Lagway. We've been hearing a lot about how talented Lagway is, but it just has not blossomed for a full game yet. One of the most oversaid things of the week was that Coach Billy Napier is again on the hot seat in Gainesville. We heard this last year when the Gators started slow and then rallied around their coach and got to 8 wins. That's a lot to ask Florida to pull off again. If they are going to, it has to start with this game. LSU has proven in 2 games that this defense is elite, currently ranking 11th in the nation in total defense. Harold Perkins has come alive for the Tigers and has helped them to average allowing right at 44 yards rushing per game or 1.9 yards per carry. Wow! They go up against a struggling Florida offensive line that has already allowed 18 tackles for a loss in 2 games, ranking them 130th out of 134. That's bad! I think if LSU can contain Lagway, get some pressure on him, and allow that rebuilt Tigers secondary to squeeze the life out of the passing game, the Gators might be in trouble. On the other side, quarterback Garrett Nussmeier has tons of potential and aspirations of the NFL. He has not quite shined yet, but this will be the game where he turns it on. At home, with a loud crowd, one of the nation's best defenses against an offense that's sputtering, I see LSU rolling in this one 28-13. So therefore, give me the LSU Tigers minus 7.5 against Florida. Again, this prediction gets a grade of C. Cheeseburger time! Last week, the Doc split. He nailed the UNLV game, but made the mistake of counting on Duke again. And they do what they do, disappoint. Earlier this week, Duke was listed as a favorite at Tulane, and he hopped on Tulane at plus 110. However, that game has since flipped to Tulane, rightfully being favored, so that's not eligible for the cheeseburger play. Instead, he is opting for the Texas A&M Aggies to go to South Bend and disappoint the Irish and push them to 0-2. Notre Dame showed us the roadmap to frustrating their young QB, and the A&M defense could go in there and surprise. Texas A&M to win outright at plus 215 odds. For the final free pick of the week, which receives an A grade, we will go out west to Wyoming. They sport the nation's 6th ranked defense through 2 games. They have only allowed 7 points total, shutting out Akron and holding Northern Iowa to a single TD. This week, they face number 20, Utah, a Utah team that has come out of the gate red hot. They torched UCLA in week 1 and wiped their feet with Cal Poly last week. The Utes are on fire and have looked impressive on offense. Quarterback Devon Dampier has been awesome. His Heisman odds have reduced to 15-1 in some places. The secret is out of this New Mexico transfer. He is completing nearly 80% of his passes and crushing the nation with a QB rating of 183.2. Wow! He leads the nation's 22nd ranked offense, but he will have his hands full this weekend in Wyoming. Generally speaking, the weather in this part of the US is subject to rough football weather, but so far this one looks to be decent with a little clouds and not much wind. If the wind is down, the stock on the passing game goes up. This game I identified early in the week and grade this play as an A premium play. The line is minus 23 or minus 24 in some places. If you are a premium member, you saw that I posted this earlier at Utah minus 22.5. I like this pick up to 24. I think Kyle Whittingham has something to prove since his Utes have been largely overlooked so far. He will put the pedal down and put up a score something like 35-10, So I like Utah minus the 22.5 or 24 points this weekend. I'm super excited to announce the launch of a brand new college football weekly LOBSTER bet. If you have been following me in recent years, you know about the LOBSTER bet concept. It represents the best value wager that I find. In the current case, I am offering you the opportunity to gain exclusive access to the absolute best bet over the entire NCAA football slate of games for the upcoming weekend. This high-confidence betting tip also comes with a money-back guarantee, so you've got nothing to lose. Sign up by following the link in the comments below. A final word. I just released my NFL Week 2 predictions. Check out the video by clicking the card appearing on your screen right now. I'm Professor MJ, a former 15-year university statistics teacher. Let's destroy the bookies together!